laughing at? I haven't even opened my mouth. Hi, I'm Chuck Silva. I'm the senior warden. My daughter got married a few weeks ago, right here, and it turned out to be one of those major life moments that almost forces you to, once the hubbub has died down, to sort of pull back and take a beat or several beats and figure out what just happened and what it all meant. So I'm sitting at home. It's Sunday. The wedding was on a Saturday, and it's Sunday. It's late afternoon, and the last few guests, we invited everyone to our house for breakfast, which was really stupid, and because we were up till like 3:30, and these kids, you know, they really celebrate weddings hard, and so yeah, I'm the father of the bride. I gotta be present. So I was very present, and so when that alarm went off at 5:30, I'm like, you know, that's why people have hotels to do these things. But anyway, the last guest had left like at 3:30. I mean, I'm dying. I just want to take a nap, and the house is a shambles, and it's full of, you know, pre-wedding stuff, and we've got all this breakfast food because we got muffins, like zucchini muffins, like 300 zucchini muffins, and I only put out half of them, and so I'm figuring out, can I freeze these? We have all these handles of tequila. The kids all drink tequila, like a dozen of them, and they're all 1.75, and everyone's been opened, and like a little tiny bit of tequila came out. And I can't bring them back because they've been opened, and I'm thinking this is a lifetime supply of tequila for most people, and it's several lifetimes for me. But yes, so I'm pondering all these deep thoughts. But after I Google, yes, you can freeze zucchini muffins, and there are many delicious drinks you can make with tequila. I started thinking more about what I was grateful for. And I was remembering there was one moment during the reception, and I'm sitting down because my feet are I mean, they didn't play any slow music the whole time. It's like boom, 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 and I don't want to be the first one to sit down, but at some point I had to. Everything was hurting, like really hard. So I'm sitting down and I'm looking, everyone else is still jamming on the dance floor, and I'm looking out at all of these people who, and you know, people have stuff going on, and I think it's a very generous thing to just like pick up, stop what you're doing, and go away for 2 to 3 days and help someone to, you know, getting married is a big deal, and all these people are very generous with their time, and you're laying out money to fly and to travel and Airbnb and stuff like that, and I'm feeling very grateful all these people did that. So they're my brothers and sisters, and they're all there, the family I was born into, and I love them all, and I'm so grateful that we still enjoy each other's company, and we support each other. And then all of their children were there, all 14 grandchildren of Charlie and his beautiful wife, my mom, were there, and that was amazing because, you know, they're all grown up, and yet they all took time out to come, and because they're all really into being a part of this family. And Meg's family was there, and all of Madeline's cousins on that side of the family were there, and they're all out there dancing and screaming and having a great time. And Josh's family, the bridegroom, many of whom I had just met for the first time, and I'm feeling all grateful for them, and reflecting upon how all these families become part of my own. And I'm remembering first, you know, it's a wedding, so I'm remembering when Meg and I first met, and then how we became a couple, which took some time after that. And then I'm remembering the day we moved into our first apartment in Park Slope in Brooklyn, and that's the day I proposed to her. I remember sliding the ring across the floor and kind of running away and hiding. And And she had told me, you know, it would be nice if we were engaged before we spend one single night in this apartment together. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I dutifully complied, and I've had zero regrets about that. So I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking about my beautiful daughters, and I'm reflecting on them being born and growing up, and what a gift it is to have been their father and continue to be their father, and how grateful I am for that family. And I'm remembering all of our homeschool family that came from New York, and all of these other families. And I'm thinking back earlier in the day, before the reception, when we were in here, we were in this beautiful space. And there's one part before the ceremony starts when everyone's filed in, and it's just the bride and her dad, and that was me, in the back. And Wendy closes the door, or half of it, and she tries to get Bertha, Bertha, close the door, Bertha. And Bertha's wandering around saying, oh, you look nice, you look beautiful. But eventually, it's a very dramatic moment. They close the door, and the music builds, and the sunlight is streaming through that door. It was awesome. And I'm remembering all this, and I'm pinching myself, and I'm like, how did we end up here? You know, we're two Roman Catholics. I was an altar boy. I buried so many people, and I participated in a lot of weddings. And as an altar boy, you're like, yeah, that one's not gonna last. And you develop certain skills. So how we end up here in my family, in the immediate family, so Meg and my youngest daughter, Kate, and I were here. 2 older girls were away at school, and we all have competing origin stories about how we ended up here at St. John's, which is really cool. And mine, which is, of course, the historically correct version, is that we're here, and Rob is preaching, and Rob's doing a Rob homily, which is a, blah, 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 fill in the blank. And at some point, his mom makes an appearance and says, I don't love what you did, Robbie, but, and then at one point, you have some, revelation, and you go, and then I'm just, and it's like, hey, I do that, just like I do. And I'm like, I can work with this guy. Like, I could see myself here. And I remember walking down the center aisle after that service and shaking your hand and saying something idiotic like, you've got a really great job, man. And you looked at me like, what the heck? Who is this guy? Is he gonna hurt me? And then we leave, and then I say, I think we can come here. I'd be very happy to come here. These people are all very nice. I like the priest. Done. Kay's version is almost the same, except we get to the end, we get outside, and then she says in her version, we don't need to look at any other churches. We're coming here. She drops the mic and says, let's all go in the car and go get breakfast. And if you know Kate, that rings true. Meg's version makes the least sense, which is that it wasn't Rob that was preaching, it was Ann. So, but she's adamant that it was Ann. And in Meg's defense, we probably came a few times, and I'm remembering, the Rob moment, and it's like, that box is checked for me. And she's remembering Ann. Because, she's in the pulpit. She's a pulpiteer. It's beautifully written. There are references in there. It's scholarly. She throws in a Julian of who? Julian of where? Norwich. Julian, and Meg's like, Julian of Norwich, and she's like, smoke. And she says, we're coming here. And it's like, fine. So I just think it's cool that we all try to claim credit for being the person that brought our family into this family, because we all value this St. John's family no less than all of those other families that I just spoke about. This is the family of faith that we chose, and we are members of that family that you have accepted. So what's a family for? Well, I think a family is a group of people that accepts me for who I am, that loves me most of the time, that gives me a sense of belonging, that sees me as a person of value. And all of that nourishes me, and it feeds my soul, and it gives me strength and resolve to walk out of here and try and live a life with some kind of meaning and some kind of purpose and some kind of service for others. And if that family or any of those families needs my support so that it can continue to do that for me and for us, my brothers and sisters of St. John's, then that is support that I will give freely and gladly. So, I hope you will join us this year in pledging your support for this beautiful place, to this community, to this family, to which we all belong, and of which we are all members who are valued and loved. Thank you.